Okay.
Good evening, or you are welcome to this episode of our Who is Your Farmer? Today we are taking the episode 5. Who is making noise? We are taking episode 5, please. So we are starting today with the introduction of the CEO, followed by the CEO opening remarks,
Hello,
introduction of
mommy,
the
can you hear me?
facilitators. We can hear you.
Okay, it's just that I can't. Okay, that's good.
We can hear you very well, please.
You will soon see my face very well. We are trying to put on the gen.
No problems.
You are live. Oh.
You're already live. Prince, please.
Hmm.
No, camera.
Oh, I think you should mute him. Mommy, can you mute him?
I've done that. Mr. Newton, you are welcome.
Thank you, ma. Good evening, ma.
Good evening. Please, we are on the introduction of the CEO. Can you do that, or you want somebody else to do it, please?
Yes,
that.
good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session of our monthly.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yes.
Go on.
Want to like to welcome everyone to this session of our Know Your Farmer series. And without wasting much of our time, I would like to introduce the CEO, Urban Family Farming Network, Mrs. Olushola Idowu. If you can hear me, ma, kindly unmute your mic and give your introductory message to our participant this evening. Thank you. Over to you, ma.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Salau. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our flagship program, Who is Your Farmer? We're excited to have someone with us who brings a wealth of experience and knowledge in urban farming in the area of training, adding value and impacting the lives of most especially the younger generation. As urban agriculture becomes increasingly important in addressing food security, sustainability, and local economies, it is crucial for us to gain insights from experts like Prince Agishefini. In today's discussion, we aim to explore his perspective on urban farming techniques, challenges faced in urban agriculture, and the potential impact on our communities. We encourage an engaging dialogue, so please feel free to ask questions at the end of the session. Now, I'd like to welcome Prince Agishefini, who will be properly introduced at the appropriate time. I also like to welcome all our participants and our facilitators to the episode 5 of our Who is Your Farmer? Let me use this opportunity to introduce our facilitators. We have Mrs. Stella Adetunji, an agribusiness entrepreneur and the co-founder of Silade Agro Club. Mr. Newton Ovie is an urban farming expert and the executive secretary of Network for Agricultural Technical Education of Nigeria. Mr. Aziz Salau is a youth advocate in agric and climate change activism in Nigeria. He is the founder of Community Action for Food Security. Mr. Timothy Amodu is an IT expert with bias in agriculture, in agribusiness and urban farming. Mr. Daniel Arileshele is a plant and environment manager and the farm manager of Urban Family Farming Community in Abuja. You are all welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, ma.
Without much ado, Mrs. Adetunji, please introduce our guest speaker, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This evening, we have the pleasure of having in our midst Prince Ayodeji Ajishefini, who is a renowned agribusiness and enterprise development professional with over 20 years of experience in the business, driven by passion and commitment to solve the challenges of food security and job creation. He's a certified business development service provider and also certified project management consultant, a financial project and event management consultant to both the public sector and private sector. His investments cut across the agribusiness value chain, including aquaculture, fishery, crops, and livestock farming, off-taking and value addition, food processing, logistics, marketing, and agro-export promotion. He is the founder and proprietor of Enterprise Grooming Institute, also known as the University of Experience, where job creators are groomed. Prince Ajishefini Ayodeji's strides in development of agri business, NMS, MEs, and vocational skills. In the last 5 years, he's trained and empowered over 500 persons on agribusiness development, and over 50% of the students are engaged in both livestock and crops farming till date. He facilitated a special free training on entrepreneurship in collaboration with the Kwara State government for 500 soon to retire civil servants, and they have since been engaged in value addition for food products. He trained over 5,000 persons, including women and youths, on entrepreneurship across the southwest and north central states of Nigeria. This has made a real impact on the development of SMEs in these states. From 2017 till date, he is the founder and CEO Enterprise Grooming Institute, a private institution that focuses on enterprise and human capital development from 2015 till date. Presently, he is the Vice President, Northern Zone for Nigeria Association of Small and Medium Enterprise and Kwara Chamber of Commerce, Mines, Industry, and Agriculture. He's also the founder, he's the chairman of EGI Holdings, a corporate organization made up of 9 subsidiaries: integrated farms, food processing, media publications, agribusiness support services, green and solar energy services, stroke agro equipment, microfinance, and MSMEs. I would like us to welcome Prince Ajishefini to today's episode. We welcome you. Thank you so much. Okay, so
Prince, can you hear me?
So Prince, we welcome you. We'd like you to send in your greeting.
Prince Agishefini, are you with
can
us?
you hear us?
Can you hear us? Prince Agishefini, can you hear us?
We can see you. Can you hear us? I guess he's not hearing us. Okay. Prince, you are muted.
Mike, my mic is muted and on mute.
We can hear you now.
Okay, but
We
I
are
can't
waiting
hear
for you
you
to
from
say
the
hello.
studio.
Oh, okay. But we
Hello,
can
good
hear you
evening,
now.
everybody.
All right.
Hello.
Hello, Prince. Are you hearing us now?
Am I audible?
Yes, you're
Yes, we can
audible. We
hear
are
you.
hearing you very clearly. Prince, we are hearing you very clearly.
Hello.
Hello, Prince. We are hearing you clearly.
I can't hear anybody from the studio, please.
Nobody is talking. Please go ahead.
Any earpiece?
Prince, we are waiting for you.
I can't hear anything from the studio.
Nobody is talking from the studio. Please speak. Wow.
You know, maybe he needs to come back inside.
Mm.
Don't worry, we'll soon get there.
Okay, so we have to
wait for him.
maybe we need to play music in the interlude.
Prince, can you hear us now?
Now I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, thank God. So we just want you to have a quick greeting to the people. He has gone again, no? Oh, it is well, no?
Hello, good evening.
Can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you very well.
So, Mr. Adetunji, can you start with the questions, please?
Hello, Prince. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Our
I'm very
first
sorry for
question.
the break in transmission.
No problem. I'll start off with the first question.
Please go ahead.
Please, what inspired you to venture into agribusiness, particularly in urban farming, and how did you get started? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Prince Ajishefini Ayodeji Tajudeen, the Chairman and Managing Director of Enterprise Grooming Institute. What really inspired me into it is a story of my life. Precisely 2014, when I was invited by a tertiary institution here in Kwara State to come and deliver a motivational lecture to undergraduates of the school. Getting to that school, I discovered, yes, they are doing very well, but there was a thing that mismatching of enterprise and the education. Looking at it, I see that these are one of the reasons why some of our young graduates outside there cannot perform on their own. They can't see their own future by themselves unless somebody tailored them. In 2015, with the spirit of can do that is living in me, I had no money on that day, but I believe God Almighty will do it. I went ahead and started the project called Enterprise Grooming Institute. The first step I took was to get it registered with Kwara State Ministry of Tertiary Education. And then I told them it is for agribusiness, not for agriculture. I went through a lot of challenges in getting the approval, but end determined the means. I was given the approval to start a vocational institution on agribusiness. And why is it so urban? I discovered that most of our young people are not ready to go to the village and start something called farming. And I discovered also most of us in the urban area, especially people living in the GRAs, never consider having a garden that return to income for themselves. Instead, prefer to use their flower pot to decorate their houses. I then started with urban farming using used tires and cement sack to treat all our NYSC graduates that came for orientation. I could remember I was one of the first set of people that started sack farming here in Kwara State. Not only on sack, with tires. Having it in mind that one day food insecurity will be the challenges of Nigeria. Unemployment will be another challenge. And also, this issue of climate crisis has started as far back as 2014, 2013. And I foresee it if care is not taken. Hunger will come to Nigeria. And that was the reason I decided to say, let me take the bull by the horn by establishing a private tertiary institution that will not have curriculum with conventional tertiary institution. And that triggered me to go into it. It was not an easy journey. It is a story of may your road be rough. I'm not cursing you. Rather, I'm wishing you what I wish myself. Thank you.
Second question should be taken by Mr. Newton, please.
Thank you very much, sir.
Newton.
Your story and how you ventured is highly inspirational. So,
Thank
sir,
you very much.
can you share some of the challenges that you faced, when you started this farming journey, especially in an urban setting, and how did you overcome them?
Continuation of my story is this question. It was not as easy as I planned. When you are to start a business with no money, but you have passion and commitment, the first challenges is how do I start when I don't have the cash with me? No sponsor. People don't like to sponsor a new innovation. Rather, they want to sponsor an existing one. But to God be the glory, my siblings and friends and family around me believe in me, and they contributed to say, sir, start small. Think big and start small. The story of starting took me to go and to collect a loan, a private loan, that ended me into a serious problem. But because when I started this journey of urban farming as a school, I involved one of my mentors who happens to be a magistrate today. Then she was a lawyer. I shared my vision with her that, look, mama, this is my dream. I want to create employment. I want to ensure food security and sustain it. And We discovered that the major challenges of agriculture practice in Nigeria is labor. Because our youth are not interested in partaking in agri, we are now importing laborers from other countries, killing our own country, our own labor force, and encouraging other countries to grow. She said, go ahead. I went ahead to take additional loan, which I took from a female friend working in a bank. My projection never worked. And what was the projection? Having it in mind that with 5,000 naira registration form for 100 students, I will be able to generate 500,000. I then took a loan of 500,000 from the woman with full commitment of repayment in 2-3 months. Unfortunately, the repayment became a problem that took me to police station. But because I involved the lawyer from the stage one, she came to my aid and bailed me out. As if that was not enough, patronage was another thing. I spent a lot of money on publicity, especially advocating and encouraging people. Let's train our young people on how to do agribusiness in a modern way. I spent a lot of money on radios, TV programs, self-sponsored. I couldn't get any patronage until my determination, my commitment, my belief in my spirit keep me on until one day I got a call from Central Bank of Nigeria. The then development finance officer here in Kwara State. That's why social media is an important element to advertise yourself. We always promote our product at AGI on Facebook. I never knew the man was monitoring it until when he called me in 2018 that go and bring your proposal to be a registered trainer for the program of CBN. And that was how we kickstart all over again with students that wants to take loan coming to our institute. We train them, we train the corpers, and to God be the glory. That was the genesis of our good story. But does not end there. Every step to grow, we face different challenges. But with determination and God's favor, we are able to get over it. And we are seeing it. And I believe the more you grow in your endeavor, the more you face various challenges. That is it.
Okay, question 3 to be taken by Mr. Aziz, please.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that insight. So, as the founder of the Enterprise Grooming Institute, how do you approach training and empowering youths in agribusiness, sir? If you could share some insights, sir.
Well, thank you. Trading is an hobby. You can't give what you don't have. And funny enough, God called everybody in different ways. I had my first degree in business administration, second in financial management. I was a truant during my secondary school days in agri class. I never believed it's going to be my calling. I make it to be a case study base because enough of classwork. Make it practical. Use local languages if you are in a community where they don't have knowledge of English. I use video, practical video, to show my students the way things needs to be done. We do it together and they enjoy it, they practice it, and they achieve the results. Now, for the empowerment, I used to say empowerment means different things to different people. When people say empowerment, I look at it from my own general belief of Nigerians, free gift. But I don't do that. We don't do that at AGI. What we do for you is to train you, make sure you become a legal entity in your operation. That is, encourage you to have a registered business name, encourage you to have a financial inclusion. Because of my reputation, because of my recognition, and because of my experience in the work, because it's not only agribusiness. Agribusiness gives me opportunity to go into financial world. I know there will be problem for my students. I've solved the problem before the problem even show its face by having my own business development service provider certificate as a consultant to some commercial and development banks. Any of my students that needs loan, we recommend them to both microfinance, commercial or developmental bank. Depends on the kind of loan they want. But what we do almost always is a backward integration, whereby we work with suppliers. We work with off-takers of a particular product. And one of the challenges of agribusiness or agriculture in Nigeria is we produce for unknown markets. At EGI, we don't produce for unknown markets. Even it's happening presently, we shut down our rice milling factory because the market is not favorable for small order millers. Therefore, if there is no customer, we will encourage our farmers diversify into another thing. But with hunger in the country now, a lot of customers are waiting for our product, especially vegetables. And that's what we encourage our students, and they are doing that right away.
Question 4 to be taken by Mr. Timothy, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prince. What are the most critical skills that young people need to succeed in urban farming? And how do you ensure they acquire these skills?
Thank you very much. Number one skill, mindset reorientation. The mindset of our young people in Nigeria today is full of japa. What they cannot do in Nigeria is what they are doing abroad. The kind of life they are living there is not palatable, but because of the situation of our economy, which they don't understand, makes them to japa. And for you to bring them back home, you need to show them the prospects in urban farming. You don't need to practice it. Urban farming has a lot of chains, starting from production to processing to marketing to packaging and so on and so forth. Even I call it finance for farmers. All these opportunities are what we open their mindset to, and that brings their mindset back home. After that is done, we now give them the prospects, list of prospects in the value chain of agribusiness. We discuss what is agriculture. We differentiate between agriculture and agribusiness. The impact of agribusiness in urban farming, we elaborate on it for them. We make them to fall in love with it. After doing that, we now go into practical part of it. We always say in our school, if it is for graduates, you will only stay in the class for 2 Saturdays. The remaining 6 weeks you will stay with us, you'll be on the farm. You will see the way we do it. Let me share you a testimony that happened today. We have a vegetable farm of about 5 hectares of land we are working on presently. I had meeting with the proprietress of the farm that, look, mommy, we had 120 pieces of 14 by 18 size bed. And each of these beds will be needing nothing less than 2 to 3 cups of tins of vegetable seeds. And the way we want to plant it is not going to be conventional way of broadcasting. It's going to be on roll by roll with 1 foot interval. The way the house is quiet was the way the woman was looking at me. The question she asked me was, why do you want to do it that way? I said, Mom, for us to manage the farm well. 2, for accountability of where do we start harvesting? How many rows have we harvested? How much does it cost us to do one bed? You can see how it goes. And this woman told me, Prince, do you know that I was at the farm yesterday, but I don't understand the purpose of the bed until today that you share explained to me. And that is the practical way we give our lectures to our students. And we do follow up. Immediately you become a student of EGI, you join our cooperative society. At EGI, we have over 14 commodity-based cooperative societies. And we don't operate individual farming system. We are clamoring for farm settlements. Even in an urban area, if we can get it, if we can get at the back of our house or we have an open land, let 5, 6 people come together to make good use of the land in an urban area. There are so many businesses in agribusiness that you may not need soil. Now that we do soilless farming, tire farming, hydroponics farming, all these are what we encourage our youth to do. And we don't encourage our youth to go into a long gestation cropping system. Instead, we encourage them to start with short-term gestation projects so that making money with quick time, we encourage them to stay at the farm and we encourage them to replug the profit back to the farm. Gradually, they will start to look into other opportunities in agribusiness in an urban farming environment.
Thank you so much, sir. So our next question to you, sir, is could you highlight a success story of one of your trainees who has made a significant impact in agribusiness? Thank you, sir.
Well, if I should tell you, I will say stories. Somebody that started with me as a manager grew to the level of a director. She is now the owner of our own rice processing mill. She has a rice processing mill of her own. She read marketing. I encouraged her to join. She was a staff. She started like a staff in my organization, grew to the level of director. She always attends the lecture with other students, and she's an oga of her own. I've given her the license to operate on her own. That is one. I have some other young people that they are operating their own vegetable, poultry, animal husbandry, fish farming on their own that are graduates of EGI. I have one particular person. I've sent a video to the house. I don't know if it is visible to play it. He is a lawyer during his NYSC days. Good enough, is my legal advisor in the school at EGI. He has started his own farming. If I should be mentioning, a lot of people, God have used me to train, to mentor, to monitor, and to be successful in their own choosing area of agribusiness.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much for those success stories that you shared with us. When we started, you talked about betting this vision from a talk that you had with undergraduates, that's young people, and then you kept mentioning urban farming. So, would like to ask from your experience, what are some of these unique opportunities that urban farming presents for these young entrepreneurs in Nigeria?
Wow. It has, with the population of over 200 million in Nigeria, we have money in Nigeria. Let me just say that through agri. Knock, the door shall open. Ask, it shall be given. For you, for me, to develop young people and say prospects, we first identify the market. What do we need in that market? One of the major problems in agri generally is we produce what we don't need. We don't look at the demand in an urban environment. A case study of somebody living in a GRA and you are planting cassava. We know it's a mismatch of what they need. Somebody living in a GRA planting rice. Is rice something you can plant today and you eat tomorrow? No. But you are living in a GRA. What they expect you to have for them is vegetables. Why don't you convert your flower pot into various kinds of vegetable farming? On a plot of land, if you are to divide it into a plot of 60 by 120, if my calculation is very right, you have nothing less than 200 beds or 4 by 4 beds on it, and you plant a foshoko, that's spinach. A tin of it will go for 2 beds, meaning that for, let's take a case study of 100 beds, you'll be needing about 50 tins, and they sell a dozen of a foshoko on average of 2,000 naira. If you harvest 50 of that, 50 times 200, you know what that means? Within how many weeks? Within less than 30 days, under good management. This management you are talking about is not a thing in an urban environment that will take your 100 hours of the time. Early morning, as early as 6 a.m. after your morning devotion or your salat, you go to your garden at the back of your house, you watered it. You go to your office or your shop, you come back in the evening, you water it. It takes you no stress. And with what we are going through in Nigeria, the easiest way to burn out stress is for you to exercise your brain, exercise your body. You are exercising your body and you are making money. Therefore, my advice to our young people there is for them to look at it. How can I convert my space in the house to become money-making space, instead of wasting money looking for gardeners that will come and clear the compound and go away? Let them clear it. Get used tire in your garage. Stop throwing them away. Overlap 2 tires together, or at most, or at least get one on your interlocked floor. Feed it with loamy soil. Broadcast your seed. Plant vegetables such as ewedu, efo, sweet okra, ugu. All these things can be planted either in your flower pot, in a used sack, or in a used tire, and you start making minimum of per harvest. When you are making 10,000 per day as gross income, and per day your net income is 7,000. If you are able to sustain 7,000 for 30 days, that's 210,000 naira per month. Which organization with this 70,000 minimum wage, you can pay yourself 200,000 per month from your urban farming and still have opportunity of doing some other things. And invariably, to make it easy, diversify your profit into your fish farming. Why do you need to do that? Because the water from your fish farming in an urban way becomes your fertilizer for your garden. And these are what we encourage our students at AGI to do. And some of them are getting it right. They are praying for us. But we, the teachers, we know what that means. We continue to groom people, because the popular name of our school is University of Experience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. The next question is, how do you integrate modern farming techniques with traditional practices in your training programs to ensure?
Thank you very much. When we talk about modern farming techniques, you do both and you come back and ask your students, which one do you prefer? In Nigeria today, mixed farming is what we do. On an acre of land or a parcel of land, you will see our traditional, conventional farmers where they will plant maize, cassava, intercropping, forgetting that the outcome at the end of the day will not be commercially viable to them because they don't even see it as a business. They see it as what? Sustainability projects. At EGI, we always tell our students, do what we call monocropping. And when you are doing monocropping, learn to do your spacing management. For example, on an hectare, what is an hectare? An hectare of land is 20 plots of land. While an acre of land for farming purpose is 8 plots of land. And we know that 2.5 acres equal to 1 hectare. And what is the population of maize you have to plant on that 1 hectare for you to achieve minimum of 3 tons per hectare? What is 3 tons? 3,000 kilos of maize, meaning 100 kg per bag times 30. In Nigeria today, we are not sincere with ourselves with food security.
Okay.
Hello, ma.
Is Prince there?
Sorry.
Hello.
I'm there. I'm
Okay.
there.
All right. So we'll take on the next question. What role do you believe technology and innovation play in the future of urban farming? And how are you preparing your trainees for this?
The future of urban farming is on technology and innovation. And how do I mean? Technology starts from mechanization. The era of using old and cutlass to cultivate is over in Nigeria. Usage of technology to plan your project before you go to execute it is very, very important. And that is why it is important to have what we call project management. If you are running an agribusiness activities and you don't train your students on project management, hello?
We can hear you.
Sorry, it's due to network failure here. The first thing we start in our school is project management. We plan for them. They know how much it will cost them to do the project. They know what they are expected to make. They know their market. What technology they want to adopt. And how do I mean by technology? Land preparation, management of the farm, monitoring of the farm, usage of ICT. Thank God for drone. With drone, we can spray our farm. With drone, we can monitor our farm using CCTV. All these are what we sink to the mindset of our students to make farming more attractive and profitable.
very much. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Sir, please, given your extensive experience, especially as you have shared with us, for a young person that is interested in starting an urban farm, let's assume today, what advice would you give to that young person?
Number one is for such a person to go for training. He or she should not use his idea to go and operate. That is why people are failing in the course of agribusiness. Go for training, secure the practical knowledge, secure the management knowledge. And when we are talking about management, it starts from marketing skill, financial skill, human behavior skill, and production skill. Each and every young graduate that wants to go into urban farming needs to have these 4 skills. And having it, perseverance, endurance, determination, and commitment must be imbibed into such a person. Because agri generally is not a business of go there, make profit immediately. All of us know that it's full of risk, and that is why it's always mitigates at the beginning of the project. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. The next question is, how do you see urban family farming contributing to food security in Nigeria? And what more can be done to support this initiative? Thank you.
Sincerely speaking, urban farming will be number one thing that will crash the price of foodstuffs. How do I mean? We have 10 people in the house. Each and every one of us plants different kind of vegetables or foods. More than what we can consume within our family. Meaning that we will be forced to sell it to another person. And people bringing their own at an exorbitant price, exploiting the farmers from the village, will be frustrated to bring it back to town. And doing this, number one result is there is a surplus of food in the city. There is the opportunity of having agri-food more. All this one we are going to Mama Put, all these foreign shopping mall, buying our own product at exorbitant price. Each and every one of us, we have either Monday market for a particular product, Wednesday market, Friday market, Sunday market, and it will force the price of our goods to come down. Secondly, it will increase productivity and minimize the cost of operation. And what do we expect to do? We need to encourage ourselves before government can come to our aid. We should not rely on government to sponsor us. It's good for us to go into cooperative, even help those who help themselves. It is when we are able to help ourselves that government will come to our aid. And advocacy needs to be just like what we are doing at AGI. Every Thursday, we do a dedicated program for agribusiness. Every Thursday. After the radio program, we broadcast. We know one day somebody relevant, somebody will learn from this program, and they will start their own at the back of their house or in their community. And this needs to go back to the religious houses. Whether you are a Muslim or Christian, let's start urban farming as a religion body. Charity begins at home. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Prince. Now we want to take questions from the audience. Please, do you have any question to ask any of our facilitators or anybody from the from participants?
Okay. Yeah. Firstly, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prince. I also want to appreciate the founder and vice president for Golan Helps Initiative, who is also the anchor, one of our main anchor for this particular program. What all the stories that you have given to us or you have shared with us, it really exemplifies the role model that you are positioning yourselves for the young people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I wanted to ask you, for a young person who doesn't have land, for instance, and say has just finishing his NYSC, just finished collecting the National Youth Service allowance, etc., and he's just coming in and is having interest in agriculture, what advice would you give to that person, especially if he or she does not have land? How can the person play in the urban farming agricultural value chain?
Thank you very much, sir. The kind of advice, because if we run enterprise clinic, we first diagnose such a person. And what is the diagnostic system? First question we ask such a person is, why do you want to go into it? If the answer is, I want to make money, I will just tell such a person, it's not meant for you. If it is, I want to contribute to the food security of the country, I will now sit with the person. What knowledge do you have? What area or which of the agricultural value chain do you have passion for? If it gives me where he has, if you say he does not have passion, that's another case. But if he gives me his area of passionate, passionate area, the next thing is, who are your targeted customers? Why do you think they will buy your product? After doing all this exercise, we now go back. Where do you stay? What infrastructure do you have presently? Most especially for an urban farmers, where there is no land, I always ask them, are you living with your parents? Do they have a spare space at the back of your house? Will they allow you? What source of water do you have? If all the answer is positive, the next thing is come for training. Come and learn about it before you invest your alawi that you are able to save. And if after the training is starting, we will dedicate one of our trained and existing farmer to be his mentor. And if there is none, personally, I mentor such a person to the success level and encourage such a person. We don't just push people to go and start. Experience has taught us lessons. People don't know the meaning of enterprise. the basic knowledge or interpretation to give to enterprises, buying and selling of goods and services to make profit. And because they say agric is cheap, I must make profit. If they fail, they say agric is a bad business because they don't have the true definition of what is enterprise. What is the business in agric? They don't know the meaning of the business. But at AGI, we give them the true and real meaning of what is business. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Prince, I have a question here now.
Yes, ma'am.
What are the prospects of vegetable farming in empowering individuals today to be self-reliant and self-sufficient? That's the question. What are the prospects of vegetable farming in empowering individuals today to be self-reliant and self-sufficient?
Thank you very much. When we talk about vegetable farming, some of us don't know that vegetables are into different categories. We have leaf vegetable, we have fruit vegetable, we have tuber vegetable. Which of these vegetables? And what determines the kind of vegetable you want to go into? But in the real sense of it, all categories of vegetables have abundant customers, and the prospect is very high. There's no how in Nigeria of today that you will eat without adding vegetable. Now that we have different kind of ailments, we need to go back organic way of solving our problem. Is it fruit? There are some people now that are based on carrot eating. There are some people on cucumber. There are some people on garbage. There are some people on spinach. Therefore, the prospects of vegetable or any kind of vegetable is very bright in Nigeria. It's only what determines the success is the practitioner, the knowledge of the practitioner. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I have another question.
Yes,
Prince,
ma'am.
somebody said, yes, I want to start farming, but it's like the cost of starting is a bit too high, in the sense that apart from the land, even the seed, the things I need to get, how do I get around all this?
Thank you very much. There is no business that is cheap. And that's why we say do your costing very well. I will give them the breakdown. I don't know which part of the farming you want to do. Number one thing is what we call economic of production. In your economic of production, are you leasing the land or you are your own land? If you are leasing the land, for how long? If, for example, we have a farm settlement, that's why at AGI, we are clamoring for farm settlement, farm settlement. Thank God for this autonomy to the local government. Let our urban farming team talk to our area council. They should be able to clear land and lease to us at subsidized price. If that happens, you know how many kilo of seeds you need for 1 hectare. And as a starter, I will not encourage you to start your vegetable farming on an hectare of land. Think big, start small. How do I mean? Start on minimum of 4 plots of land, which is not even to 1 acre. Vegetable farming is very voluminous, which a single individual cannot manage. Number two, source of water is very, very, very important. When you are considering to go into farming, consider your alternative source of money. I mean, source of water, sorry. Don't use rain-fed to project your business. Use your own source of water. We know that startup is capital intensive. That is why we encourage us to come together as a family, as a cooperative to start and minimize and spread the cost. But that cost shouldn't discourage you. You can start at the back of your house. Go and buy 2 dozens of cement bag. Cut it into 2. It will give you 48 pieces. The upper one, without the seed part, you can get a tailor or use your own hand to sew it. Fill it with sand. You have a borehole in your compound. Use it. Go and buy your wetting can. Do your vegetable farming there. You start from there. Profit you make will make you to be reinvesting gradually. That is why I say start small. Don't look at it from the back perspective. Start with your modern farm at the back of your house. 2 dozens of cement bag, 2 what do they call this trolley they use in moving goods from market? Wheelbarrow. 2 load of wheelbarrow. Go and get 1 sack of poultry waste. Mix them together. You don't need fertilizer again. And if you are to do organic farming, go and get your neem leaf to do your insecticide. These are the cheapest way to start small. And by the time you grow big, you can now think of hiring or buying your own land. Thank you.
Okay, Prince. Somebody said you mentioned 3 types of vegetables a while ago. Which of them can you advise me to do? Also, can one do the 3? What's the size of the land one will need to break even?
I will not encourage anyone to start with the 3 because as a startup, pick one. And what determines the one you pick is your market. What are the demands of your market? If in your environment, like in the GRA, you know that your people like going to the market to go and buy spinach, why don't you plant spinach at the back and have a spinach market in front of your house? Or you use spinach to do your DP. But if you have the capital with 1 acre of land, you can do the 3. You can divide it 2 plots for spinach, 2 plots for tuber, 3 plots for fruit. That's making how many? 7. And increase any one of it. Just divide the 8 plots according to your capacity.
Okay, thank you. Well, the last question I'm seeing, I say, can one get a write-off from you on vegetable farming?
It's not only the write-up that is important, the training. You can read and don't understand. That's why GI is ready to be part of urban farming family. We come together to start giving capacity building to our people. So that after the training, we encourage you to go and start. We don't want you to fail.
Okay, thank you so very much, Prince. We are so grateful. Well, I don't see any other question. So in the absence of any other question, I want us to gradually be winding down. And so I'm going to give my closing remarks now. And I will say once again, thank you so very much, Prince Ajishefini Adede Ayodeji, for sharing your valuable insights and expertise on urban family farming today.
Thank you very
It has
much
been an
for
incredibly
making me a
enlightening.
guest here.
It has been an incredibly enlightening to learn about the innovative practices, potential challenges, and solutions in this field. Your experiences and recommendations will undoubtedly inspire our audience and contribute to the growth of urban agricultural initiatives in our communities. Thank you so very much. I also
You're
like to
welcome.
everyone here to for your active participation and thoughtful questions. Your engagement demonstrates the collective interest in fostering sustainable food secure future. Please, let's continue the conversation on how we can all play a part in promoting urban farming. Once again, I would like to thank our guest speaker, our participants, and our facilitators. Thank you so very much for being here today. Let me end by saying, kindly remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel so as not to miss any of our tips and tricks on urban farming. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you, man.
ma'am.
I'm
Thank
back
you,
for now.
everybody. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.